There is a story that comes to mind that is significant when I think about peace building, and that is the passage in Isaiah chapter 2 where Isaiah is describing a new way of life for the people of God. And it's the passage that says, "Swords will be turned into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks." And as I was thinking about this verse while I was preparing for a sermon, it took on importance for me as we are called to turn our lives over to ways of peace instead of ways of destruction and violence and oppression, and to look for ways to engage peacefully in situations and turn situations over to peace.
Sometimes you're on the receiving end of harm, sometimes you're on the sending end as well. So to acknowledge when it's your place and what responsibility you have in that role and in that whatever part you're playing in that relationship.
As it is right now, we live in a very broken world, and our job is to work at healing and peace within our own lives here and now.
It's happening all the time, all over the place, which is really exciting. There are peaceful actions that people are taking to repair relationships in their family. There's peaceful actions people are taking by doing peaceful protests, or by, just depends on what they're called to do.
In the work that I do, I support people coming out of prison who are at high risk to reoffend. And I think in and of itself, simply being in the position that I am is a radical act of peace. Seeking to be in solidarity with those most marginalized in our communities.
There's a church in Winnipeg that's transforming part of their building into affordable housing for families that are struggling to find a decent place to live.
We talk about the kingdom being already but not yet, and this is something that resonates with me because just because I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for it. We should, every day, be working for peace.
As I seek to be a peaceful person, I recognize that I'm also a violent person, that I'm complicit in violence and in wrongdoing, in the foods that I eat, in the entertainment and things that I absorb through television, through the radio. I can be complicit to violence.
Take creation care for an example. God created this world as good and we need to tend to it. So maybe you decide to become engaged in peace by using less plastic or trying to waste less at home. Working with your parents to go grocery shopping and maximizing the use of what you have and wasting as little as possible.
I try to use my car as little as possible, or I love to run, I love to cycle, so some days choosing to leave my car at home, even when it would be really convenient to use it, haul out the bike instead and bike 6 kilometers to work through the rain rather than getting in my car. And recently I took a bus.
We can do something as easy as praying for people who are in situations of conflict. Read up on situations or people who are involved in MCC initiatives, Christian Peacemaker team. Support those areas, read about them and pass the message on, and maybe one day you become involved yourself.
One person's peace is everyone's peace. One person's happiness is everyone's happiness. A person's brokenness is everyone's brokenness. So I think we need to be reminded that there are healthy ways to express our brokenness, and when we do that, people can truly feel each other's brokenness and we can walk with each other.
Christians are a big group of people in so many millions of different contexts. And so I think the most important thing is to open ourselves to our own context and act in a way that's most peaceful here.
As followers of Jesus, we are to strive to live a life as Jesus. And that means following by example, leading by example, and choosing, every day to be a person of peace.
I was volunteering in a nursing home, and I overheard a conversation going on to the side where I understood that there was some distress. And later I talked to the woman who was distressed, and found out that she hadn't been allowed to use the bathroom for a couple of hours at a time, and she was supposed to be helped. So I reported it. I talked to her again today, and the situation with the staff member had been changed, remedied, and that had changed. And that comes out of my personal ethics to not just brush that off or figure it's somebody else's problem. Peace is being able to go to the bathroom when you need to.